of the Bloodpack guards.
Not Bloodpack, not member of Clan Weyrloc. Wrong clan markings.
I'm an Urdnot scout. Weyrloc guards got me. Brought me here.
The Chief Scout told us to watch for you. We've taken out the guards. Get back to Urdnot.
I can't. The Weyrloc did things to me. Drugs. Injections. Said I was sacrificing for the good of all Krogan. Experiments to cure the genophage. Everything's blurry. Hard to think. Have to stay.
Morden, can you get him back on his feet? Stims maybe? Something to bolster his immune system?
You don't understand. I'm not too sick to leave. I have to stay. They're curing the genophage. They're gonna make it all better. They have to keep doing the tests.
Caution, Shepard. Patient unstable, susceptible, brainwashed.
Why do you want them to keep doing the tests?
This is my fault. I got caught. Wasn't strong enough. Not good enough. This is the best I can do. This is all I can do. I'm not big enough to have a real shot with the females. I'll never have kids of my own. But if I help undo the genophage, then I mattered.
Millions of children will be born. Weyrloc children. They're gonna destroy the other clans.
But... no. No, they said I was helping Urdnot.
If you want to help Urdnot, you need to get back there. But it would take a real badass to make it back to camp while injured.
I can do it.
You? I said a badass, not some scout whining like a quarian with a tummy ache.
I can do it. I'm up. And I'm going to the female camp.
Damn right you are. Get back there and show them what you're worth. Go! Go!
There's no pep talk like a military pep talk.
Shepard, I'm detecting crates ahead that are holding unstable materials. A misplaced shot could cause a significant explosion.
Or a well-placed shot. Explosives useful. Burn through Krogan armor.
Hostile! Oh. Got you. And stay.
Just heading to hell. We'll end it quickly. Keep them back.
One less to worry about. My pleasure.
Burn through any armor.
Firing a high-impact shot.
inbound.
Pistol's not...
Could burn through any...
Krogan incoming! Have to be charging!
Die.
Moving in. Not a problem.
Krogan incoming! Firing a high impact shot! Watch the Krogan! This should slow him down. You got it.
Come and fight, coward!
Could burn through any...
Unstoppable!
Not a problem.
Understood.
Just moving to help. Taking fire. I'll take it.
Maelon, alive, unharmed. No signs of restraint, no evidence of torture. Don't understand.
For such a smart man, Professor, you always had trouble seeing evidence that disagreed with your preconceptions. How long will it take you to admit that I'm here because I wish to be here?
Maybe the Weyrloc brainwashed or drugged him to keep him under control.
Unlikely. Pupil's normal. Body language consistent with standard metabolic state.
Please, Professor, you wrote a paper on this. Forced behavior modification always results in mental degradation. Whether from Reaper indoctrination or drugs, test subjects always lose higher cognitive function.
Not brainwashed or conditioned. Need Maelon at peak capacity for work. Must be alternate source of coercion.
He wasn't kidnapped. He came here voluntarily to cure the genophage.
Impossible. Whole team agreed. Project necessary.
How was I supposed to disagree with the great Dr. Solus? I was your student! I looked up to you!
Experiments performed here. Live subjects, prisoners, torture and executions. You're doing?
We've already got the blood of millions on our hands, Doctor. If it takes a bit more to put things right, I can deal with that.
You honestly think the experiments you did here are justified?
We committed cultural genocide. Nothing I do will ever be justified. The experiments are monstrous because I was taught to be a monster.
Morden, did you ever perform experiments like this?
No. Never taught you this, Maelon.
So your hands are clean. What does it matter if the ground is stained with the blood of millions? You taught me that the end justified the means. I will undo what we did, Professor. The only way I know how.
What happens if the genophage is cured and the Krogan expand again? That will be on your head.
We justified this atrocity by saying the Krogan would cause havoc and war if their population recovered. But look at the galaxy. Batarian attacks in the Traverse, Geth attacks in the Citadel. Is this a more peaceful universe? The assault on your Eden Prime might never have happened if we had let the Krogan recover. We'll never know.
How would a Krogan population explosion have done anything to stop Saren and the Geth?
An increased Krogan population would have forced the Council to take steps, likely involving colony rights in the Traverse. The Turian fleets would be vigilant for any military activity in the area. They might have stopped the Geth at Eden Prime.
Supposition. Impossible to be certain.
Don't you see? We tried to play God and we failed. We only made things worse. And I'm going to fix it.
You talked about killing, but the genophage isn't lethal. It only affects fertility rates.
Krogan fight over fertile females. They become mercenaries or pirates because they see no alternative. They would be thriving in a cultural renaissance now had we not decided that this is what they deserved.
Inaccurate. Krogan population resulted in war. Simulations were clear.
Why work with Clan Weyrloc? And how did you access the genophage data?
The data was easy to obtain. We all still had clearance. We were heroes. All I had to do was ask. As for the Weyrloc, they were the only clan with both the resources and the commitment.
Urdnot has a larger camp than Weyrloc. Why not use them?
Urdnot Rex is too soft. He wasn't willing to do the experiments I needed. It's Urdnot's loss and Weyrloc's gain. Their clan will be the first to recover from the crime we committed.
Maelon clearly doesn't need rescuing. What do you want to do?
Have to end this.
You can't face the truth, can you? Can't admit that your brilliant mind led you to commit an atrocity!
Unacceptable experiments. Unacceptable goals. Won't change. No choice. Have to kill you.
Wait. You don't need to do this, Morden. You're not a murderer.
No. Not a murderer. Thank you, Shepard. Finished, Maelon. Get out. No Weyrloc left. Project over.
What if he talks to more Krogan? Tells the public about the modified genophage project?
Special tasks group good at covering tracks. No proof. Weyrloc willingness to work with Salarian, unusual. Other Krogan will kill him.
You heard the Professor. Get out before he changes his mind.
Where am I supposed to go, Professor?
Don't care. Try Omega. Can always use another clinic.
The Krogan didn't deserve what we did to them, Professor. The genophage needs to end.
Not like this. Apologies, Commander. Misunderstood mission parameters. No kidnapping. My mistake. Thank you.
Don't worry about me, Morden. How are you doing?
Should have killed him. Wanted to. Easier than listening. Easier for him, too. Experiments indicate how far he's fallen. Expected it from Krogan. Not one of mine.
Maybe you'll remember that the next time you're discussing the ethics of the genophage.
Yes. So many variables. Stress responses. Impossible to truly predict. Something to think about. Maelon's research. Only loose end. Could destroy it. Closure. Security. Still valuable, though.
If you think it could be useful, why not hang on to it?
Worked for years to create modified genophage. Should destroy this. Maelon's work could cure genophage. Don't know. Effects on Krogan. Effects on Galaxy. Too many variables. Too many variables.
Keep the data. Better to have it and not need it.
Point taken, Shepard. Capturing data. Wiping local copy. Still years away from cure. But closer than starting from scratch. Done. Ready to go. Ready to be off to Chanka. Anywhere else. Maybe somewhere sunny.
Let's get out of here.
You again. I told you the Blood Pack only wants Krogan. Go flash your smooth skin somewhere else.
Take your business to the clan leader.
And the Solarians, too. Those little bastards think they're so smart. Needed us to fight the rat guy, though, didn't they?
Couldn't take us in a bear fight. Had to use diseases. That's a gutless way to win.
Clan Urdnot has increased in strength after the destruction of Clan Weyrloc. Based on population profiles, Clan Urdnot has adopted surviving members of Clan Weyrloc, mostly women and children.
Ah, intelligent move. Surprising from Krogan. Glad to see it.
Also, I have been unable to access local medical records. I suggest asking the local clan leader for assistance with Grunt's problem.
Just wish. I don't know. Things could be different. We could live together, us, the women, the children.
You know we can't. We'd just be one big weak target. Have to keep the fertile females safe. The children safe.
Damn the genophage. I think I'll take you up on that wrinkle later. I wonder what those Turians and Solarians look like up close. Nobody around here but more Krogan. It'd be fun to kill someone else for a change.
A good fight's a good fight. Doesn't matter who it's against.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Still want to tear off some Turian scales, though.
Someday.
Still hard to believe Maelon betrayed me. Betrayed my work. Disgusted by his actions. Proud of his nerve, though. Always thought he lacked backbone. Hope he finds something new. Better goal, better purpose. Fewer torture tests.
You're really at peace with what happened?
Yes, of course. Can't change what happened. Life continues. Back to mission, back to work. Become like Maelon otherwise. Solarian emotional processing faster than other species. Has to be. Short-lived culture can't spend time reminiscing.
So you really don't feel bad at all about what happened on Tachanka?
Yes, correct. Now at least. Greatly distressed at the time. Stages of grief, loss, anger, rationalization. Dealt with it. Most issues settled on Tachanka, some on shuttle back to Normandy.
What about Maelon's data on the genophage? His attempts at a cure?
What about it? Have it over there somewhere. Not dealing with it now. Need to focus on collectors. Not important now, regardless. Appreciate you helping me back on Tachanka. Should get back to work. Wasted enough time already. Lots to do. Talk later? Shepard, how can I help?
Have you got a minute to talk?
Later. Updating crew dental records. All Cerberus personnel have cyanide capsules in molars. Primitive. Ocular nerve flashbangs harder to disarm. Anything else?
Any ideas on other ways to prepare for the collectors?
Sorry, have done what I can. Focusing on studying collector tech now.
I'll let you work.
We'll be here if you need me.
Do you need something?
Have a few minutes to talk?
Very well. I had been recording a message for Kolyat.
How are things going with him?
It is difficult. All things worth keeping are. I never explained. I suppose the story of my wife's death took you by surprise.
I figured you'd explain to me when you were ready.
I appreciate your patience. I kept my work clear of our home life. I assumed that would be enough to protect Irika. That memory I mentioned before. Laser dot trembles on the target's skull. The smell of spice on the spring wind. Sunset eyes defiant in the scope. That was Irika. That was how I met her. She saw my targeting laser as she walked by and threw herself in the way.
So how'd she go from blocking your shot to having your children?
I had to meet her. The memory possessed and endowed me. I fell on my knees before her, begged her pardon. She introduced me to the world beyond my work. Eventually, she forgave me. Later, she loved me.
I guess she impressed you.
She woke me up. Her body trembles, not fear. Indignation. Her mouth moves. How dare you? You and I trained to sacrifice ourselves to save others. How often does a civilian step in the way of a bullet to protect someone they've never met? I thought she was the goddess Arashu. She met my eyes through the scope, and my purpose faltered.
When you talked to Kolyat, you said she died.
I let myself become complacent. I thought Erica and Kolyat were safe. I stayed away too long, and my enemies came for her.
Who came for her?
Batarians, a slaver ring that was preying on Hanar outer colonies. I'd killed their leaders. They paid the Shadow Broker to find out who I was. But they were afraid of me, so they went after her.
You told Kolyat that you hunted her killers down.
Erica woke me up. When she passed, I returned to my battle sleep. My body hunted her killers, murdered them. I was taught to grant death quickly, cleanly, to minimize suffering. I let them linger.
You were operating on instinct. By your own rules, you can't blame yourself.
But I made the choice to hunt them. They're the only lives I've ever taken of my own choice. The only deaths on my own conscience. I haven't spoken about my wife, and I don't think I ever have. I didn't have anyone left to tell it to.
You're talking to your son again. That's huge. Don't lose sight of that by dwelling on should-have-beens.
You are correct, of course. Thank you for listening, Siha.
I think my translator just glitched. What did you call me?
Siha. Someday I'll tell you what it means. Do you need something?
Have a few minutes to talk?
Later. I'd like to consider what we've already discussed.
I should go.
As you will, Siha.
No messages for you, Commander.
Alright, we're about to land on the planet Daratar in the Faryar system of the Hourglass Nebula. Try saying that 3 times fast. So why are we here? Well, you may remember that while we were on Omega, in particular, while we were on Garrus's recruitment mission, or Archangel's recruitment mission, we came across a datapad showing that the Blue Suns, Eclipse, and Blood Pact were going to gang up against Aria and try and take over Omega. We handed that datapad to Aria, and she was thankful. And we did some work for her in that we protected the Patriarch, her symbol of power. And again, she was thankful. So she actually gave us the coordinates to an Eclipse smuggling depot as a way of thanking us for our contributions to her rule. This is the coordinates she gave us. Yeah, I know it's been a long time since she gave it to us, and this is only when we're getting around to doing it. This is a really interesting mission in that, just kind of as a little bit of a spoiler, the Normandy gets detected in orbit, and so the Eclipse mercenaries flee the smuggling depot, leaving behind 3 Emir mechs. Yeah, those tough bastards, there's 3 of them. There's 20 crates of smuggled goods, and basically what has to happen is you have to defeat all 3 Emir mechs before they destroy all 20 crates. You get paid on this mission based on how many surviving crates there are. Now, I'm going to be using a different heavy weapon than usual here. Usually, you see me with the Black Storm Singularity Projector. Basically, it projects a mini black hole, which sucks enemies into it, hangs around for a little while, and then explodes, doing massive damage to things like armor. I love that heavy weapon. It's amazingly useful. But in this particular case, I'm going to be using something called the Cane. As in, like, Cain and Abel. It is a mini nuke launcher. Yep, they built one of those into this game. Reason being, all three Ymir mechs start relatively close together, so one of the most effective ways of taking all three of them out is to basically use the Cane to do severely damage all three of them quickly before they can really get started. So this may take a few attempts, but we'll see how this goes. Alright, let's get to it.
Been spotted. They've seen him.
Target. Hold the fire!
They should punch through their armor.
Should soften them up. I'll take them.
My pleasure.
They're all mine.
I'm on it.
Go get them down. Good girl. Look out. Combat drone ready.
Attacking target. Concussive shot ready.